Oh, welcome back. I just finished filming my last video. I wanted to change really quick to put on another outfit from a very good friend and sponsor of mine, CC and Ellie. I'll have the description listed down below of the outfits that I wear in the last one and in this one. But today I want to show you how to create a 2020 vision board, or for whenever your life is. Fun fact, you don't have to just do it based on the year. You can do it following your birthday, you can do it quarterly if you want, but I like to just set goals for myself, like written down, and then I just like to have a vision board for the year. Because it is true that there is this thing at the beginning of the year that's like a fresh start effect, when you know that there's a lot of people also doing the same thing, so it kind of keeps you a little bit more accountable towards your goals right at January 1st. And then typically what happens is that we drop off and we let go and forget about the things that we were trying to achieve. And maybe some of the reason for that is that we don't have a visual picture reminding us of what our goals were. So this is when a vision board comes in handy, and I already did a couple videos about vision boarding from 2019, and then some of the things that I already have to incorporate on my 2020 vision board. But today I want to show you how to do the vision board, how to think about different goals that you want to achieve, and in what areas of your life you want to maybe manifest within the next year. And what I have here is a template that was created and based upon another life coach that I've worked with before. Her name is Tina Wrigley, and I love you, Tina, so much. Her and I hosted this vision board workshop together where she taught me so much, and she was so incredibly organized, whereas I just kind of had a little scrapbook method, and she actually has questions to ask about. She has a format based on feng shui that you can use as well, and I have the paper here. I'll show you it afterwards, and I'll just go through it all fairly simply. And yeah, we'll get right into that now. So to start, you want to think about big questions in your life, and some of the big questions to ask yourself, and it's good to also journal these things out so that way it's written down. And what is a good life? What makes a valuable life, or a life worth living? And then when you're on your deathbed, what do you hope to have accomplished? So as you can see, we're getting deep right into it, because these are the things that are going to resemble what you want your life to be about. Now, you're maybe not going to pick exactly like vision board goals based on these, but it's going to give you an overview of how you want to feel throughout the year in your everyday life, and then overall summing that up as to what your life is about. So for me, a life that is valuable or worth living is when I'm constantly learning, constantly growing, and giving back to others. So the way that I learn is by taking different courses and by learning through different people's teachings, reading books, listening to podcasts. Ways that I'm growing are by taking on new challenges, like competing in pageants, running in runs, half marathons, and hopefully next year a full marathon. And then I don't even remember what the last thing that I said was, but a life worth living to me is fulfilling my purpose, and that is by creating content that I can put out to other people to help benefit their life and live their ideal lives, and also giving back to other people through volunteering. So that's just an example of how I would go through and reflect on this. And then you would want to break down the big questions, which is next. I have a little cheat sheet in front of me that we gave to all of our members of the vision board workshop. Let me know if you'd want me to do another vision board workshop. That sounds like fun. I don't know why I didn't really think of it, but I don't know, maybe in January we can, if that's something that people want to do. So breaking down the big questions, think about what activities you want to do, and also what activities and hobbies that you already do that maybe you want to either A, start doing, or B, stop doing. I mean, if you're doing something that maybe you don't really enjoy, that you just kind of do to pass the time, if it's not big on your priority list, drop it. Like, don't do it, don't waste your time, because chances are that there's something that you're gonna find that you love doing that you'll wanna invest your time in. So think about what you do, what you already do, what maybe you wanna get better at. So something that is time and time again on my bucket goals for the year, or my vision board is, although I didn't put it on my vision board this year, so maybe I'll do that next year, is learning Spanish. And no doubt I get better every year, but I never quite learn Spanish. So that's why it always shows up there, and that's a hobby, that I enjoy doing, is learning Spanish and speaking, practicing it with my boyfriend or his family. So yeah, that's just an example. Think about, what are your career goals? Are you in school? Are you working part-time, full-time? Are you building a business? What is it that you want to accomplish as your career? Write these things down and think about it. If you're not currently in your dream job, something that you truly love doing and going to every day, I am a firm believer that you should spend almost every day trying to figure out what is your dream job, because you shouldn't just work and work and work until you're like 65 years old and then retire and that is it. Like, in no way to me is that a life worth living, and to live an ideal life is to have a happy career. So figure out what that is, write it down and see, do I have this already? Do I not? That's just another step. The next thing that you want to do is think about the steps that you're going to have to take to accomplish your dream job. So if you are somebody who is maybe in high school or in university, what steps are you going to have to take in your education to achieve that dream job? Write those down. If you're somebody who maybe is looking for a promotion at your job, write that down. If you're somebody who is already, working as your own boss, but maybe you want to build a bigger clientele or you want to expand in a different country, write that down and think about the steps that you'd have to take. So maybe you have to, first of all, take certain courses. Maybe you have to have certain qualities and certifications, or maybe you have to build connections in different areas. Think about these things and write them down. Everyone's got something different, so this is why you're gonna have to do the work in it. It's not just gonna come to you. It's answers that I can't give you. I can only give you the tools and resources to do it yourself. What are your relationship goals? Not only like a relationship with somebody in a romantic way, but the friends and people that you surround yourself with. I honestly do believe that just because people are family, sometimes they do have a negative effect on the way that we look at the world or the way that we feel in our day. And if you notice that with somebody that's either a close friend or family member, I'm not saying you have to cut them out, but maybe think about ways that you can either de-stress and not let that affect you, or maybe think, maybe I gotta spend less time with these people and find new people who energize me in the right way. And thinking about, where could I meet new people? You're not in a relationship, how can you meet somebody else if that's one of your goals? Or if you're already with somebody, how can you strengthen that relationship? Maybe it's planning date nights or going on a vacation. So many different things that you can do with that. And the sixth thing for breaking down the big questions is, how do you want to be remembered by others? So again, you can see that nothing is like, oh, well, I'm going to put this on my vision board, but it's just thinking about the things that you'd want to do in your everyday life and the way that you want to feel and have others feel about the things that you're doing. And from there, you can definitely brainstorm, okay, how do I want to be remembered by others? Do I want to be remembered by being a very giving person, by being a very wealthy person? There's nothing wrong with that. Do I want to be known as like a very family-oriented person? Whatever that means to you, write it down, journal it out, and then pick it apart and say, okay, how could I accomplish this? Like being perceived by other people, because no matter what, we're always going to be perceived by other people. And if someone tells you that they get this vibe from you and you want to go for this vibe, you're going to probably have to change course or do something new to accomplish that. So next I'm going to go through, there are 9 categories, and I'll post the layout up with it about the ways that we can create our goals, and not just to create them based on one thing, but to have it in different areas. So that way you're not just manifesting one thing in your life, like maybe health and physical wellness, but that you can definitely grow in all facets. So the first one, I'll just kind of name these off candidly, is wealth and blessings. So how much money do you want to achieve? Like pick a number, write it down, find it in a magazine, and put that on your vision board. Going across is fame and reputation. So again, that's leaving a legacy behind. What do you want people to know about you? Or do you want to achieve some sort of goal, or do you have a competition that you want to win? Like, what is that all about? Find something, cut that out, and put it down. Love and partnership. So this could be more romantically. What do you want to achieve in your relationship? If you're already in a very successful relationship, well, how can you strengthen it? How can you deepen it? Just what are your goals in that aspect? The next one is family and health. So this is your family, inner circle of friends, which I already was able to talk about, is who do you want to have surrounding you, because you are, the combination of like your 5 closest people. I think that's what it is. And that's a very important part of your vision board as well. The very center of it, so all of these things are kind of in a grid style, and I just went around like this. The very center is health and well-being, because that is like the be-all end-all, is our holistic health and wellness, and making sure that we're maintaining those needs, because everything else, like maybe you don't have a relationship, or maybe you don't have fame and reputation in the way that you want, but you should always maintain your health and well-being. So is that working out, eating healthier, maintaining a better mental health, whatever it is, figure that out and start to put that right in the center of your vision board. The next thing is creativity and creating new ideas. So why this is important is because it is a fact that humans are creative beings. We all create in different ways. It's not just art, it could be sports, dance, music, whatever it is. Think about how you want to be more creative. Do you want to take a class of some sort to be more creative? Do you want to work and do something like design or teaching others how to be creative in your way? So if you're a painter, do you want to host a paint class? Like just something that can express your creativity and your own artistic talents, whether it's fundraising as well, stuff like that. Many different things that you can do. The next one is self-cultivation and knowledge. So this is opportunities, intuition, spiritual knowledge, gut intuition. So what I would probably put in these is my meditation, my maintaining my inner harmony, and having that spiritual connectedness for myself. And it comes through so many different ways. Maybe it's prayer, if you're somebody who's religious and you want to go to church more, or like I said, doing something like a meditation and expressing that silent moment where you're able to really listen to yourself and figure out who you are, how you perceive the world, and different things like that. How can you cultivate that self and that sense of mind? And it's also knowledge, so it could be something educational that we didn't already discuss. The next one is career and life path. So this is where you put your job, your hobbies. And then the last one is helpers and travel. So of course, traveling teaches you so much about life. It humbles you, you learn about other cultures, you might find a new talent or something that you enjoy, maybe a new food that you like, you can meet friends. So many opportunities come from travel, and even if you can only go, maybe someplace new in your own town, put that down and make it a point to try and do that and explore the place around you and even the world. Like, it's here for us to look at and explore and learn from, so why not do that? So I will put that up again. You can take a little screenshot of it if you want and see the different like feng shui patterns that you're able to use and make your vision board based on. I'm definitely going to be using this year and making my own little goals based on each of these things that Tina had taught me, and I'm gonna see how it differs from the vision board that I have right now, which, like I've said, is very scrapbooky, but I love this. I'm sure my vision board will still look very scrapbooky, but it's gonna be in a more organized way with feng shui, and if it's feng shui, it's gonna work. So those are just this is just one way of doing a vision board. You do not have to follow this by any means. It's just an idea if you've never done one and you want to know somewhere to start. After all, it's better to try than to not do anything at all. Sorry, I almost lost my breath there. And that is all for today. I think this will probably be my last video that I film before Christmas, so happy holidays, and I hope that you spend it with your family and that you enjoy it in whatever way that you choose to do. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!